Hello everyone. So welcome back to our channel, that is AI Next Generation. So in the previous video we have just compared about why we are using CNN for image, why we are not using ANN for the image, what was the demerit in the ANN whenever you are just dealing with the images dataset, and why we are just prefer for the CNN. I hope so you have just gone through my previous video. So this particular video is the introduction part of the convolution neural network. So what is convolution neural network and how the different type of basic operation we are just performing in the CNN. So we are going to see each and everything in detail step by step. So this particular video I will just give you the introduction part, the overview part of the what do you mean by CNN, and in which case we are using the CNN and how it makes difference from the ANN network. Okay, so as you already know that whenever you have just gone through the ANN network, how you are just building the fully connected network, that is a ANN, you are just building an input layer, you are just providing the number of hidden layers, and then after you are just following off with the number of output layers. So how many neurons you want to keep in the output layer, that will depends upon how many class you are just going to take. If it is a cat and dog, you are just taking two neurons in the output layer. So you are aware of this particular ANN, how to build the ANN network. But the CNN, how we are using the CNN, convolution neural network, to build the convolution neural network, and why we are just using CNN. Then after we are using fully connected layer after whenever you have just done with the convolution operation, max pooling, and there are variety of things that are performed under the CNN. Okay, so we are going to see this each and every step by step. So the first of all I will just explain you about the basic concept of basically what do you mean by that is a pixel representation. If you don't know how the pixel represent, so if you are just providing any smiley image, that is a black and white image, you can just say. Okay, and how you are just saying, and then after you are just saying whether the particular eye, nose, and I'm just taking as a random, so eye, nose, and then after smile, lips, you can just say it. So whenever there is a black color, there is a that is a black pixel, then you are just saying there is a some particular some object in that, so they are called as a pixel. So white pixel is represent as a 0, you can just say, and the black is represent as a 1. Okay, so this is how the pixel is representing in the black and white image. Even for the colorful image, you can just say, so it has RGB channel, that is a red, green, blue. Okay, so you have three channel. So in that if it is related to the colorful image, and if you are related to the grayscale image or black and white image, then there will be only one channel, either your that is a white and black, that's it. Okay, so even the computer, they understand 0 and 1, that is a binary form. So every whenever you're just providing the images, that already they have just converting into black and white image, that is a 0 and 1 form. Clear? So convolution neural network, how it is different from the ANN. So basically in the convolution neural network, so first of all you have to just, you are using the, that is the main concept of feature detector, so that you are not performing in the ANN. You are, suppose you are just using for the cat and dog, you are just building n number of layer, the you have just built input layer, you have used two hidden layer, and then after you have used one output layer, and you're just providing the data set to this particular ANN model. So ANN, what they are just doing, they are just finding the pattern in that particular image, how the image is different for the cat and how the image is different for the dog. And whenever you are just providing 10,000 images of the cat and dog, then they have just built some pattern to able to recognize whether it is a cat or whether it is a dog, that you are just doing in the ANN. Okay, so whenever you are just know how it makes different from the CNN. So in the CNN, what you are just doing, you are using the concept of the filter. With the help of filter, you are able to dictate what is happening inside your image, what particular object it is, how the shape of object it is, what is the size of object it is. So in the layman term, I can explain you, whenever you are just saying a image of a cat and dog, so even with the help of one feature, you are able to say, you are able to differentiate whether that particular image is a cat or whether that particular image belongs to the dog. How? I can just give you the one example. Suppose I will just say you only the you can just say the structure. Okay, the structure of the cat and dog. So the structure of the cat will be the different from the structure of the dog. Even I will show you the teeth of the cat and the teeth of the dog, you will able to differentiate. This teeth belongs to the cat, that is a small they have, and this teeth belong to the dog, that they have last barking teeth. Okay, so how you are able to, with the help of one feature, you are able to differentiate whether it is a cat and it is a dog. The similar acts in the CNN also. CNN, with the help of only one feature, the CNN convolution neural network, they will say whether this particular image is of the cat and or whether this particular image belongs to the dog. So this is what the important of the CNN. CNN works as it is our human brains, how we are able to differentiate different type of object in the real world scenario, real world. So the same as it is, CNN network is also trained the same as it is with the help of one feature also, with the help of two or three features also. The CNN network will able to say whether this particular belongs to this particular object or not. So if they have just trained on that particular data set. Okay, so that was about the introduction part of the CNN. In the next and this slide I am just saying what's the working of the CNN. So in the layman terms, again, in the you can just see whenever you are just providing the input image and you are just building the CNN model, so output level will be depends upon how many class you are just going to see. We are just seeing this thing in more detail in this is the CNN blocks. Inside this CNN, what particular operation you are just doing, you are just performing convolution operation, you are just performing max pooling, you are just performing ReLU activation function, you are just using, you are just, then again you are just going for the different type of normalization technique, you are also using the dropout. So there are many concept in the CNN also. And there is also, then after you're just plotting, and then after you're just going to the fully connected layer, you're just providing that particular images or dimension of that particular image. So even this thing we are going to see more depth in this particular video coming soon. So this is how the convolution neural network looks. So you already have been seen about the fully connected layer, that is the ANN, that is basically used for the classification. And whenever you are going for the CNN, you will use, that is a convolution operation you are going to use. So this all combination they are called as a CNN. So in this you will have, you will perform some convolution operation, you will use ReLU activation function, you will use max pooling or average pooling or some pooling, and then after you will just flatten that image, and then you will go provide that particular image to a fully connected layer. Then indirectly you can just say in the CNN you are using ANN as a hidden layer. Okay, so this is indirectly you are using in the hidden layer. So you can just say, and even in the how the working of the particular CNN is working, even you can just provide any image data set, whether it's related to the images, or whether if you help of this emoji you want to predict that particular, or you can just to write something, or you can just say this the particular concept of the RNN also, you will just you will just take off. So everything about the whenever your data set is related to the text data set, at that case you are using the concept of RNN, that is a recurrent neural network, that we are going to see after whenever you are just done with the computer vision. But still you can just take the combination of CNN and RNN. The best example is image captioning. So whenever you are just providing the image to the model, on the basis of that image, what happening inside the image, it will just give you description of that particular image. So that is the best example of image captioning whenever you are just combining CNN and that is a RNN both. Clear? And how the convolution level able to recognize these features. So already you know that the pixel range for us is 0 to 255. Okay, so if it is related to the black and white image, then 0 represent for the black and the 255 is your white pixel. This is the range of your pixel whenever you're just working on images. Okay, and in colorful images you have three channel, that is your image is a three-dimensional array. Okay, so that is a RGB you are just providing, and every red, green, blue, they have different pixel to represent this all combination of this all three pixel, that you are just saying this is a colorful image. Okay, so and even the before example I was just saying how the smiley image is representing is like the same as it is, you are able to see, and how the pixel they are just representing, because whenever you are just taking 32 cross 32, suppose it is a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 cross 7 your image is. Okay, so 7 cross 7 your images means total you have 49 pixel you have, that is a colorful, this is a black and white image or grayscale image, that has only 49 total number of pixel. Clear? So this is the main step you are just performing in the CNN. That is the first thing you will see. This one is the convolution operation. Even this one is the most important part of the, even you are going for the interview part, they will just ask you the random question, what the step you are just following it to build any convolution neural network. So this is the five best way you can just give the example, and everything we are going to take in more detail. What do you mean? The first one is the convolution operation, then after we are going to follow the ReLU activation function. The third one you are using the pooling layer, it can be average pooling, it can be max pooling, it can be sum pooling, we will see in the details. And the fourth one is a flattening, you are just flattening flattening your image, how you are just flattening your image, so that you can just provide that particular image to the fully connected layer. And the last is a fully connected layer, that is a ANN layer. So you are just using 5 particular technique to build a CNN layer. Okay, so one is convolution operation you are doing, ReLU layer, then after pooling layer, flattening, then after fully connected layer, and this combination of all 5, you are just building a CNN model. Okay, so we will see this all thing in the coming video, how the convolution operation works. So this was the basic, we have just given the introduction of what the CNN layer and how you are just building the models. Then after, we are just in the next video, we are going to start convolution operation, max pooling, average pooling, sum pooling, flattening layers, fully connected layer, ReLU layer, where we are going to use and how to build a model in with the help of PyTorch. And also we will see with the help of TensorFlow you are able to build this particular CNN model. So we are going to see this thing in the next video. So I hope so you understand this video. So that's all for this video. Thank you.